Mouse, keep it down. The screws will be onto you.
Oh, shh. Not a sound. Oh, quiet as a mouse.
It's not nice to stare, but what's the matter? Have I grown another head or something?
If you had, it would be an improvement on the one you had before. I suppose you're responsible for the condition Mouse is in.
You mean her fit of the giggles? No, she's always had a great sense of humour, haven't you, Mouse?
She is as high as a kite. Whatever she's taken, I'll bet you brought it in here.
Yeah. Well, that's none of your business anyway.
Well, I'm making it my business.
Fair enough. Why don't you tell the screws then? Go on, lag at me in front of all the women.
No, I don't operate like that. And you know it.
You don't operate anyway, Smith. I'm top dog here now, and that's how the women want it. Sandy might even have fought for you, one crook. But she sort of let it slip through her fingers. It's lucky I was around to take up the reins.
I owed you one from the last time I saw you in Barnhurst. Now, I owe you two. What are you doing? Just changing tables, Mrs. Powell. My food was starting to go off.
Well, look at that. Queen Bee just buzzed off. Ah, who's your friend, Bee? Is that the mother of the bride or the best man? It's a bit hard to tell.
Enjoy throwing your weight around, Mari, because pretty soon you're going to be cut down to size.
Oh, yeah? By you and whose army?
You'll see. Listen, I want to talk to you two. Humpty Dumpty is about to take a fall.
You got a plan?
Yes, and it's already underway.
Tell me more.
I'm going to need your help, Hazel.
Oh, well, Hayes won't let us down. Will you, Hayes?
No.
Of course I wouldn't.
Right.
Hey, you two. How'd you like to buy a bit of extra happiness? A couple of these pills could make life seem a whole lot brighter, eh, Hayes?
Oh, yeah.
You know how I feel about drugs.
Well, I reckon it's about time you stopped being so narrow-minded. What do you reckon, girls?
You're not ready to take her on yet, Bea.
Come on, how about a bit of extra work around here? Come on, move it.
Oh, hell!
You all right, Smith?
Well, it's just when I haven't got my stitches left, I would have busted a few.
We shouldn't be doing heavy work like that.
Well, someone has to. This one wouldn't work in an iron lung. And it looks like the rest are starting to follow her example.
Is that so? Well, you better give them an example to follow. All right, Winter, come on. Load that washing into the machine. I said this one, the big one. Well, come on.
I reckon we ought to get rid of the smaller ones first.
You can leave the big ones for somebody else. Now, come on, Winter, load the washing into the machine, now.
You know, these machines are wonderful. They dissolve dirt and everything.
Nellie, missed this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are these, Winter? Aspirin?
How the hell did they get there?
Oh, you wouldn't know, would you, Winter? Well, you'll be having a charge for this, which will mean a long stretch in solitary for you.
Look, someone set me up and by God, they're gonna bloody pay for it.
Oh, well, don't tell me they found something.
Bitch it wasn't.
Hold it! You won't be getting anyone for quite a while, Winter.
Those pills were hers. She planted them.
Don't be ridiculous. We all know how Smith feels about drugs. Take it to solitary.
I'll get you, Smith. No matter what, I'm gonna get you.
All right, the rest of you, no sense standing around gawking. Get back to whatever you're supposed to be doing.
Oh, what? No more searches? And I was rather hoping for a body search.
Don't be cheeky, Smith. Get going.
Well, I'd say that went off like a rocket, wouldn't you? It's 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Condensed milk.
How's it going?
What do you think you're doing creeping up on me like that? You nearly gave me a bloody heart attack. What are you doing in here anyway?
Oh, I just just come to see what we was getting this time.
You'll find out with the others when Sandy and I distribute it.
You and Sandy? I thought Mari was doing it.
Oh, should she? She didn't think it up. Not clever enough for this sort of scheme. All she's good for is being a bash artist.
When are you going to be top dog again, Ben?
When I'm good and ready.
I suppose you have to use schemes like this now, wouldn't you?
And what is that supposed to mean?
Oh, well, I mean, you wouldn't be up to bashing anybody, would you? Well, not after your operation.
I'm not past it yet, you know. Mari will find that out in time, and so will you if you don't stop interrupting me. Now, if you want to make yourself useful, get out in that corridor and keep an eye open for Mrs. O'Regan.
Oh, OK.
Where are you going, Smith?
Take the dirty laundry to be washed.
Bit of a come down for you, isn't it? From top dog, working the press, to pushing the laundry trolley around. They usually give jobs like that to old legs like Lizzie.
Don't you worry. I'll take over that press soon enough.
Oh, I doubt that. Murray Winter's too much for you, and you know it. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure that this trolley isn't too much for you. Why don't you unload some of the stuff? Come back for it later.
I'll manage.
Okay. No, on second thought, Smith, I don't think you should take all of that stuff. Excuse me. Oh, woman with your medical history. You should be careful of what you eat and smoke.
Perhaps you could tell me, Smith, how these goods came to be in your possession.
Beats me. I must have stolen them.
Mrs. O'Regan has done a stock check. None of these things were reported missing.
All right, then. I didn't steal them, so I might as well keep them.
Don't be facetious, Smith. I have no doubt these things were stolen. The question is, how?
Don't expect me to tell you.
Wait here.
Come in. Did your search turn up anything else?
No, but I did find out how the scheme works. Smith and Edwards were in it together. Edwards admitted as such.
Bloody liar!
I told you to wait outside.
Yeah, so you can come in here and tell lies about me. Somebody must have lagged, but it wasn't me.
Quiet, Edwards. Did Edwards actually admit to being involved in this?
Well, not exactly. I thought it would prompt Smith into talking.
I see.
No, it wouldn't have worked. I knew Sandy couldn't tell you anything because she doesn't know anything. I organised the whole thing myself.
How?
Just made out some false order sheets and slipped them in with Mrs. O'Regan's regular forms.
And when did you arrange all of this? You've only just got back from hospital.
Ah, well, I've had the forms for ages. Just been waiting for the opportunity to use them.
Do you have any more order forms?
No, that was the last of them. That's why I ordered up big.
In future, you'll make a duplicate of all Mrs. O'Regan's orders and place them in the safe. We'll do a double check on all goods coming in. In the meantime, considering your state of health, I don't suppose you can be put into solitary. However, you will be charged with fraud and go before the VJ the next time he is here. Considering your previous record, no doubt you'll have several months added to your sentence.
We're going to have to do something about that Mari bitchin' soon.
It'd be easier if we could prove she's the lagger.
Of course she is.
I know that. We have to prove it and convince the others.
Well, maybe I could help.
How?
Well, Mari talks to me. She doesn't think I'm with you. I don't think she'll admit to being the lagger, but she could let something slip that might be useful.
And you'd pass it on?
Yes, of course.
Then you better go on ahead and talk to her. It wouldn't look good if you were seen walking with us.
Right.
What do you think? Do you reckon Kate can find out something?
She's pretty smart.
If what I've heard about her is even half true, we'll have to watch Kate as well as Mari.
Kate Peterson, she knows about me and the dog. She must have been listening when we were talking about it.
Oh, was she now? Well, I'll have to have a few words with her about that. That's a very nasty little habit. One of these days she might just hear something she'll wish she hadn't.
But what if she tells somebody?
The screws, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a bit of a problem. Don't know exactly how far she would go. Mind you, she's pretty friendly with Pow at the moment. Never mind. I'll sort her out. See how easy it is to creep up on someone when they're asleep? Now you don't want to lie here night after night wondering when I'm going to come and get you, do you? Good. I could have cut your throat before you'd even woken up. Now you better do as you're told. And keep your mouth shut about Dorian and the dogs. Otherwise, I'll make sure you never get a decent night's sleep again. Now, am I getting through to you? Good.
I shall be out of here within a couple of weeks. Just you wait and see.
Pretty bloody sure of herself, isn't she?
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't tie in with what that doctor told me.
You never did tell me the whole story.
Well, when I was in hospital, I met this quack who knew Kate and her boyfriend. And from what he said, Conrad wouldn't hurt a fly. It was also pretty clear he couldn't stand Kate's guts. And he certainly didn't see her as the sweetness and light bit she turns on here.
I think it's about time we sorted a few things out, Smith. I've got quite a score to settle with you.
Don't try it. You're out of your class, Marie.
Why don't you quit while you're behind? You're prepared to take us both on, are you? Remember, I just killed a bloke. I've got nothing to lose.
And I'm not in bad form either.
Don't let them put it over on you, girls.
Let her rip, Boris. You know, she's thinking of taking up interior decorating. I reckon she'd be pretty good at it, don't you? Oh, you'd like another bruise to match the one you've already got, would you? Do a lot to improve you, one on each side. Don't you think she's doing a terrific job? You can recommend it to your mates. You could always do the same for them. Oh, very tasteful, my dear. Exactly what style is it?
Early junk deco, I'd say.
Well, that should suit you right down to the ground. Well, we'll leave you to enjoy it. Very well.
That's what Mrs. Davidson said, so I'll tell you the same thing. There's been a fraud committed involving the illegal use of official government documents, namely departmental requisition forms.
And I thought this was all about somebody nicking stuff from the kitchen.
Not somebody. You.
Then why didn't you say so? Anyway, you're wrong. Stop using all the legal jargon, okay?
You're denying it.
Ah, now that I understand. Yes, I'm denying it. So what's wrong with you? You got odd socks on or something?
What?
You keep walking around behind me. I thought maybe you had something to hide.
Don't get smart with me, Smith. Oh, well, it doesn't matter anyway. You'll be officially charged tomorrow in front of the VJ. We've got more than enough evidence to add a couple of years to your sentence.
Oh, well then, no point chatting anymore, is there? Nice meeting you.
How's the drug racket getting on with Peterson?
Come again?
The drug racket. How's it going?
Now, I don't know what you're fishing for, but you're using the wrong bait. And unless nobody's told you, B. Smith and drugs don't go together, and you had better forget it or I will forget I'm a lady.
Okay. What about Peterson, then?
Well, why would she? She's got her appeal coming up, and I believe she has a very reliable witness.
Oh, yes, very reliable. Pillar of society.
How come you know so much?
I'm the witness. So I wouldn't bet on Dr. Peterson getting out if I were you. It's called police cooperation. She's been giving us some information on a friend of yours in return for a witness. Mind you, she doesn't know I'm in the force.
And how come you're telling me all this?
2 reasons. First, I thought we might swap some information.
Forget it.
And second, I've arranged for you to go to isolation after you leave here. So you won't be able to do anything about it anyway.
Don't you bet on it.
I find you guilty on both charges, Smith. Before I pass sentence, is there anything you'd like to say?
Tons, but I expect you're late for the country club and I'd hate to keep you.
That's enough, Smith.
Mrs. Davidson? Sergeant Ross?
There is one thing, sir, as I mentioned to the governor. Pending certain inquiries we're making into another case, we would like to request that the prisoner be kept isolated from the other women.
I'm sure that can be arranged, Mrs. Davidson.
Certainly.
Beatrice Smith, I find the evidence against you to be conclusive and satisfactory. I therefore sentence you to an additional 6 months' imprisonment.
All right, Fisher, back to your duties. Here you go, Smith.
Thanks. Mr. Faulkner, look, I've got to see Sandy. I know it's against the regulations, but couldn't you swing it for me, please? It's important.
You'd be joking. The governor put you in here to keep you away from the others.
I'm not joking, damn it! I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
What's wrong?
Look, could you get a message to her for me?
Come on, Smith, you know I can't do that.
Sandy's a nice kid and she's going to be in big trouble if someone doesn't... Just tell her she was right.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, don't ask me. I can't tell you.
Look, if you tell me what trouble she's in, I can get the rest of the officers to keep an eye on her.
And where were the rest of the officers when she was nearly killed in the shower block? No. Sandy's the only one who can do anything. Just tell her not to trust her friend.
I'll think about it.
You're in enough strife, Peterson. Now go and do as you're told, or I might have to deal with you before I'm good and ready. Go and get us 4 plates of food now.
You heard her, Winter. Get it yourself. Well, I'm bugging. Good old bee. Now you'll see the sparks fly. What's the matter, Murray? You've got a bit pale. Lost your appetite?
Not me. But you mightn't have any when you find out about the changes around here.
You mean like you being top dog? Well, thanks for keeping my place warm for me, but now you can crawl back under your rock.
I'm on top, Smith, and I'm going to stay that way.
Well, you might like to try, but you'll need plenty of muscle to support you.
I got the muscle all right, haven't I, girls?
Oh, you mean Laurel and Hardy here? You've got to be kidding. And what about you, Margot? Haven't you got something else to do?
Sure, Bee. Whatever you say.
Oh, well, now I've done my good deed for the day and saved you from the Wicked Witch of the North. How about getting me some lunch? See, Murray? That's how it's done. Just haven't got the right knack.
Coming in, Smith.
My, Mr. Faulkner, what will the neighbours say?
I'll think of something. You got a minute?
You must be joking. What's up?
Sandy.
Yeah, I can imagine. What have the cops come up with?
This between you and me?
Strictly.
They've almost stopped looking for her. They think that she's out there somewhere and that sooner or later she's bound to make a mistake and show herself.
But you don't agree with that?
I can't. I keep remembering that message you asked me to give her. Be careful of her friend.
Good memory.
The friend was Kate Peterson, wasn't it?
Was it?
Come on, B. If she's escaped, fair enough, it's up to the police. But if she's dead, well, it's a different story, isn't it?
You really liked her, didn't you?
I meant worse.
Okay. Then put your thinking cap on for a minute. If, and I do say if, Sandy is dead, and if Dr. Kate did do it, what do you reckon would happen to her?
She'd be convicted of murder.
Oh, wait a minute. You're jumping the gun a bit. There'd have to be proof, wouldn't there? Now, let's just say she did get to trial and was convicted. Do you think they'd put her in here with all Sandy's mates?
Well, no, but I don't see your point.
Then I'll spell it out for you. She would probably cop a 15-year lagging at Barnhurst. Oh, it's a real cushy one, that one. But then that's not going to happen. Because there's no proof that Sandy's even dead. No matter what you or I think. And the cops aren't interested in finding any. Now, doesn't it make you feel good that there's so much justice in the world? No, me neither.
Mind if we have a talk?
What's the idea of cribbing up on me like that?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Now, can we have that little talk?
As long as it's short and sweet. Now, what do you want?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
I usually do.
Well, I reckon we're both after the same thing. Kate Peterson, right?
There's also a little matter of who's top dog.
Yeah, well, I could fight you for that, but I'm not gonna. Instead, I've got a proposition for you. You get top dog, I get Kate Peterson.
I've got a better one. I get top dog. We both get Kate Peterson. Figure it out for yourself. We're both after the same thing. We're bound to get in each other's way, and the screws will eventually work out what's going on, and she'll be transferred.
Yeah, sounds reasonable, I suppose. You got a plan?
Now, you tell me we've got a deal, and I'll tell you what it is.
Okay. We've got a deal.
Now, Judy reckons that Peterson killed Sandy in self-defense. Well, I reckon it was the other way round. I reckon that Sandy was defending herself against Peterson, and not just her lagging either. You have already heard Murray tell you that Peterson tried to help kill Sandy once. Well, Sandy told me that Peterson tried to poison her in sickbay.
Now, just a second. That's hearsay evidence. We can't accept it.
Are you calling me a liar?
No, I'm not. But if Sandy has evidence, she should come and give it.
Well, she can't. She's dead. Now, are you going to take my word for it or not?
Of course they are.
Right. So much for your fair trial.
There's a screw coming. It's Faulkner.
Oh, run down the corridor and tell him what you're doing. It'll save you from yelling. No, let her go. We'll continue this tomorrow. We've got plenty of time.
Have a word with you, Smith? Look, I want to see Peterson punished for Sandy's death as much as anyone, but not by your methods. If she's hurt, you're in trouble.
I'm already in here for life. What more trouble can I get into?
Yeah, just remember what I said.
What's the matter? You look as though you got a problem.
I'm just wondering when the screws are going to let Peterson out of the pound.
I wouldn't worry about her. We can get along without her, I reckon.
Bloody sure we can. But the point is, I'm the hit lady, remember?
Yeah, well, I reckon we could get someone else to, you know, do
Who the
it.
hell is there? Mari's gone.
Well, I reckon there are a lot of people who'd leap at the chance.
No. I organised this whole court lark. I was the prosecutor. Peterson was found guilty. I've got to do it.
Well, maybe if she's got a fright, she'll quit lag, and that should be enough.
You're making excuses, isn't it?
Well, I still reckon we could get somebody else to do it.
Oh, love. I must say I'm not too keen on the idea. There's been too much trouble around here lately, and if we want things to get back to the way they were, buck ends here. Hey, hang on. Work's not that bad, is it?
I'd just forgotten something I had to do. I'll see you later, love.
All right, ladies. Cell search. Well, there's nothing under here, Mrs. Powell. Ugh. Unless you're a second-hand chewing gum.
Quickly into the corridor.
Whose clothes are these?
Mine, why?
Hey,
Did you really expect to get away with it?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I didn't. Oh, well, home sweet home. Did you miss me, Mr. Faulkner? Life must be pretty quiet around here without me, eh?
I've had plenty to keep us occupied.
Oh, have a spot of trouble whilst I was away?
I dare say you'll hear all about it, so stop fishing, huh?
Why would I do a thing like that? You should know I have a hand in everything that goes on around here.
I would have thought after all the time you'd spend in solitary, you'd keep your hand out of things for a while.
Well, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, can you?
That's what I thought. Just the same.
Hell. You all thought you could beat me, didn't you? I'll show you what I
What's been going on? You look bloody awful.
Oh, thanks a lot. I needed that.
You wouldn't look too crash-shot either if someone just tried to strangle you.
Not Peterson. What did I tell you? Look, she's lost her marbles, B. You've got to do something about her and make it permanent.
Well, I don't think we're going to have to. I think there's a fair chance she might just disappear.
You mean the screws?
Oh, we can't afford to have a lunatic running around the place all the time. They got to get rid of her.
Well, if they don't, we will. Oh, for heaven's sake.
What?
What's all that racket? Sounds as though it comes from the town.
Yeah. Sounds like somebody isn't too happy about something.
Yeah, quick. Go upstairs and help me sharpen the kids. I'll be there in a minute.
You might be right. Sounds like Peterson's gone right off her nut.
Ooh, did you hurt your back?
It just gets harder to bend the older I get.
I never think of you getting older, B.
Well, I am, and tomorrow I'll be older still.
Yeah, won't we all? Hey, tell me, did you see Helen before she left?
Yeah, for a minute. Shouldn't remember either.
Remember what?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it was sure nice seeing her again. She livens the place up a bit.
Yeah.
Probably be celebrating tonight.
Well, I'm glad someone will be.
Pack of bastards.
Come on, you didn't think we'd forget you, do you?
Yes, she did. That's why she's been in such a bloody awful mood all week.
Look at a cake and everything. Who made that?
I did. You like it?
It's beautiful, Lizzie. Thanks.
Oh, I could have pinched a whole lot more goodies, only bloody old pal caught me. I was in the storeroom and I had mushrooms, I had sardines.
Oh, here it comes, the birthday presents.
She's more excited than I am.
Oh, Ray, it's what you've always wanted. It's beautiful.
Well, some of us think it's beautiful.
All right, keep it down, keep it down. B, this gentleman's got something for you.
Oh, do I get to keep it or can I eat it here?
Mr. Faulkner, did you see Mrs. Davidson?
No, why?
Oh, because she was looking for you. She said if we saw you to tell you to go to the governor's office.
Yeah, that's right. It looks serious.
Oh, can you hold the fort?
Yeah, sure, I'll be right. Yeah.
Mrs. Smith, I have a message for you from some friends.
Mrs. Davidson, I believe you wanted to see me.
No, who told you that?
Well, Bryant and Burns. I just took the telegram guy down to the party and that... Oh, God.
I think we'd better join the party. You know very well that was not the telegram I ordered. And judging by your reaction, Smith, I would say the incident was as much a surprise to you as it was to me.
Somebody obviously just gave me what I always wanted. You could have at least let me souvenir the jockstrap, Mrs. Davidson.
I would would say the people most likely to be responsible would be your closest friends. What do you think, Bryant?
I don't know, Miss Davidson. I think it's an outside job. Anyway, Mr. Faulkner's been very, very nice for a screw.
Yeah, why don't you ask him? He might know something about
Yeah,
it.
you could. Oh, Mr. Faulkner, thank you so much for the lovely birthday
Look, Mrs. Davidson,
Quite all right, Mr. Faulkner. I know you wouldn't do such a thing. And as Lizzie is a little old to be thinking about strippers...
Oh, don't you underestimate Lizzie. Come to think of it, male strippers aren't exactly to my taste either.
Oh, well, they are to mine. But I didn't book him. And if I had have, I would have sent him to me.
Hey, maybe it was Officer Barry. Did you see the gleam behind those glasses when his trousers
That's
go up?
quite enough. I am well aware who the culprits are. Bryant and Burns, you will be without the right to buy up for the rest of the week.
Oh, God, Mrs. Davidson, couldn't you just let it pass? I mean, we didn't do any harm.
A breach of the rules must be punished. That will be all. Mr. Faulkner, you can take them back to the recreation room now.
Okay. Time's up.
What?
I have just about had it with you, Jackie. And you know what I'm talking about.
Why do you keep picking on me? I haven't done nothing to any of you.
Oh, really? Is that so? You got a mate of ours, a 2-year sentence you didn't deserve. And you tried to get us into trouble with Pal when I warned you to stay away from the screws.
But I didn't.
I'm sick of your mealy-mouthed whinging. And I think it's about time we taught you a lesson. Grab her.
Let me go!
Now, you are going to shape up and do the right thing by all of us, not just Judy. Otherwise, I am going to permanently cleat your head. And don't think I won't go through with it.
All right, back to your cells. All of you.
What's going on?
Cell search. I'll move.
Looking for what?
We'll know that when we find it, won't we? Come on. Come on, hurry up.
What do you think they're looking for?
I'll give you one guess.
Not the letter. How do they know about that?
Who knows? Maybe Helen slipped up. I'll go get it back before they search the door. You've got to distract them.
How?
Think of something. A fire.
Oh, not another one.
Line up outside your cells.
Well? I started an empty cell. It's going to be a beauty, my best ever.
Right, take Bryant's cell, I'll do Smith's.
This must have been burning, can't you, Doreen?
What are you talking about?
Oh, Mrs. Powell's real strong.
Yeah.
Mr. Faulkner! Mr. Faulkner!
I'll get the extinguisher.
Yeah, sound off the alarm.
Get him out of the corridor.
Well, that's finally becoming second nature to him.
Hey, the extinguisher. The one with the booze in it.
Hell, the whole place will go up.
This is bloody useless. Get another extinguisher.
Get out! Let me through! Get out! Get out of there!
Mrs. Powell, are you suggesting that Smith knows something about the fire?
Yes, Mrs. Davidson, I most certainly am.
You've got no bloody right to
That's
make a statement
enough.
like...
Mrs. Powell, escort Smith to solitary.
What for? I haven't done anything.
Then you have nothing to worry about, have you? I'll speak to you later.
Oh, all I try and do is help a screw, and look what I get for it.
Now, Smith, Perhaps you will tell me exactly how the fire started.
Look, I just happened to be near there.
How very convenient.
It doesn't mean I had anything to do with it. You weren't far away either.
I understand you called out to Mr. Faulkner before the blast
He
occurred.
was running into a room full of smoke on his Pat Malone. Anything could have happened, and did.
Oh, since when have any of you been concerned about the safety of the officers?
Ah, well, there are screws and screws. Now, if it had been you instead of Mr. Faulkner, it would have been a very different story.
That's enough. Now, according to the fireman, that fire was deliberately lit. I suggest you cooperate and tell me...
Just a moment.
What's the matter? Can I get dressed now?
What are you...
Minutes. Oh.
What is it, Mrs. Powell? Well, have a look at this.
It's just a letter I wrote to one of my relatives. Oh, bloody hell, can't we even write to our relatives now?
Oh, so your relative works at the Dispatch?
You will remain in solitary for the time being, Smith, and I dare say the arson squad will want to have a word with you when they arrive.
Good afternoon. Nice to see you all so busy.
Yeah, there's always something to do.
Good. I'm Officer Ferguson. You're seeing a lot of me from now on. Where's B. Smith?
She went to see the governor.
I understand she's top dog amongst you prisoners. How did she earn that privilege?
I don't know.
Strange. Everybody else seems to know all about the famous B. Smith, except the people who work with her.
Why don't you ask me? I know all about her.
Smith?
That's right. So what?
Just getting my bearings.
I don't think we've been introduced.
Your friends will tell you who I am.